Attorney's Office. And before we take a felony case to a grand jury and then to trial, we have a standard, which is the credible evidence admissible in court show that a crime was committed and show that the defendant committed that crime. And we have several people review a case. We have basically 4 or 5 different reviews of any serious felony case. And I think that's very important. You know, I'm very proud that we have a 98% conviction rate in my office, but I'm equally proud of the fact that we have exonerated over 300 citizens that were falsely accused of crimes and charged before the matter ever went to trial. In other words, the person was exonerated before they were wrongfully convicted. And I think that's exactly what a modern prosecutor's office should be doing. You know, I've said to my assistants many, many times, when I sign my name to an indictment, that's just not a formality. That is a representation, and I could be wrong, but it is a solemn representation to the courts and to the litigants that I can prove each and every count of that indictment. So obviously, before I put my name on that indictment or sign that thing, I want to have a pretty good indication, proof-wise, not allegation-wise, proof, that the accused did what he is accused of doing. And obviously, these are very, very serious allegations. And I would note that Mr. Kane was never charged by the police. He has never been formally accused. And I think the press release now speaks for itself what the results of the investigation are.
He was sort of, I guess, in the court of public opinion.
Well,
that must make your gut turn a little bit, right? That, I mean, there was a lot of information.
Well, I think, I'll be very frank. I think a case like this is a look in the mirror moment for the media. I think, well, you know my policy when it comes to speaking about cases, and I had to kind of break my vow because of the whole press conference with the rape kit, because at that point the integrity of the whole system was in question. But in most cases, I will neither confirm nor deny or even comment upon a criminal investigation until such time as somebody is charged with a crime. And I have discussed the 2 reasons for that. Number one, it usually screws up the investigation when you're doing it in the newspaper or on the TV. And number 2, and I think if you go back to very early on in this case when I was asked about it in the context of another press conference, I said, you can't unring the bell. What happens if an investigation either exonerates somebody, or if you can't quite say the person's exonerated, that there's clearly not enough proof to prosecute them, and there's a real question as to whether they did anything illegal? What happens if the county's chief law enforcement officer comes out and starts confirming there's an investigation, this person is under scrutiny and all those things, and that person didn't do it? It's very difficult to unring that bell. And that's why I'm extraordinarily careful about commenting upon these things until we've done our investigation, and the investigation is complete.
Mr. Kane never